Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia and today I'm doing my January TBR. It's weird for me that 2021 is ending and that 2022 is upon us. This is not normally how I feel at the end of the year. I have a December birthday. I love December. December's normally my favorite month. So normally by the time December comes, I'm ready and I'm like, the end of the year is here and I'm excited. This year I just feel like the last 3 months leading up to December and even part of December just like slipped away from me. I don't know what happened to them. So I'm like, wait, it's 2022 is happening already? In my brain, we're still like in October. I'm excited for a new year of reading. I don't make a whole lot of goals. If you watched my last video where I talked about my goals, there were literally 2 because I only made 2 reading goals. I'm not much of a resolution maker. If there's something I want to do, I don't wait till the new year. Even if I'm like a week away, which has happened with something that I'm like, oh, I want to implement this change in my life. I'm a week away from the new year. I'm not waiting for the new year. I'm starting it now because that's just how I personally like to do it. And with that out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and jump into the books. The first book is The Book of Three by Lloyd Alexander. This is the first book in the Chronicles of Prydain series. This is also the first book, not the first book on the list, but is a book off my 22 books to read in 2022 list. I have a couple of those on here. I figured get started early, and especially because this is a series, I want to get through it as fast as I can. Like, I want to enjoy it. I'm not going to read through it faster than I can enjoy it, but I normally don't have more than just like 2 or 3 series that I'm in the middle of at a time. So if I start a series, I want to finish it and not have like 7 series that I'm in the middle of. Of course, as I get into more series that aren't finished yet, that kind of gets out of hand a little bit, but still I try really hard to finish out series before I start new ones. So I'd like to get this one started and completed before I start too many other series. Also, I have no idea what this is about. I know it's like middle grade. I know it's beloved. I know the second book is The Black Cauldron. And that's it. I really don't know the plot of this, so I'm really just trusting everyone who loves this series and made it a beloved children's series and just trusting that they all have good taste. Next up is Summer Suns by Mandelo. This is a book about Eddie, who is a grad student, and just days before his best friend Andrew is to come join him at school, Eddie dies of an apparent suicide, and everything that happens after that, I guess figuring out if it really was suicide. There's family secrets that are unveiled, and I believe this is like a horror or maybe a thriller book. I don't remember exactly what it's classified as, but I've heard so much about this on Instagram. Like, I think every time I get on Instagram, someone is talking about this book. So I hauled it in my most recent haul, and I'm going to read it in January. Next is She Who Became the Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. This is a book I've heard described as a mix between Mulan and The Song of Achilles. And it's a book I've heard basically nothing but good things about. From what I understand, we follow this girl as her brother, and her father go meet with a fortune teller. Her brother is promised greatness and glory and fortune, maybe just like good things are supposed to come to him. And then not long after, he and the rest of the family die, except for the girl. She's the lone sole survivor. And I don't know where it goes from there. I know this is fantasy, and I think she ends up in some sort of war situation. I'm just excited to read it. I've heard so much about it, and I love this cover, like, so much. It is such a beautiful cover. So I'm excited to read this. This is the NB Book Club book for January. The NB Book Club is a book club run by Jessie from Bow Ties and Books, and I sometimes try to read what that book club is reading during the month, or just use it to find new books to read. But I figured since I actually had this book, which is the January pick, on my shelf, I would just read it in January and then hopefully be able to watch the live stream that Jessie does and hear their thoughts about it, and everyone else who's reading it at the same time. Just hear what everyone thinks about it and compare thoughts. So this will definitely be read during January, and I'm excited to get into it. I've heard so much about it. Next is A Memory Called Empire by Arkady Martine. This is another book that I've heard nothing but good things about, and recently on one of my recent videos, I can't remember which one, but my husband Philo left a comment saying that I need to read this book and that I will love it, so I'm going to read it. I've been wanting to read it for a while. I have mentioned before I wanted to read it before 2021 ended. It just didn't work out. I didn't get to it, so I'm starting it first thing in 2022 because I'm so excited to read it, and because Philo tells me I'm going to like it, and he knows my taste pretty well, so I'm sure I'm going to enjoy this one. And the last book that I have to hold up is Don't Call Me Crazy, edited by Jensen. This is actually fairly short collection of short stories about mental health. It's been on my Storygraph to be read list for a very long time, so I'm hoping to knock it out in January, and I hope to enjoy it, and I hope to get it off my Storygraph to be read list, because I try to keep that list under control as much as I can, and to do that I just need to go through and read some of the backlist titles that have just been on there for years. And the last thing I wanted to mention briefly is I will be picking up a physical book from my library to read during January. At this point, I don't know what it is, but I wanted to mention it because I want accountability for my goal. One of my goals for 2022 is to go to the library every month and get at least one physical book to read. So I want to start off strong in January. I want to go to my library and pick up a physical book. I don't have anything on hold. There's nothing in particular that I'm like, yes, that's what I want to grab from my library. So I'm probably just going to go browse the shelves, see what sounds good, and pick up at least one book to read in January. And yeah, that's all I have scheduled for my reading. I will probably read some audiobooks as well, but at this point, with the physical book from my library, I'm not sure what I'm going to listen to, so stay tuned for my January wrap-up to see what I actually get read. And with that, let me know down in the comments what you plan on reading in January. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!